Adjusting the speed of a tattoo machine is a kind of a tricky thing, and it's something that really comes with experience. I can give you some basic rules of thumb to get you started. That should be quite a bit of help for you if you've been having trouble in this area. On your liner, there's an old adage, or a rule of thumb, I should say. It's called dime liner and nickel washer. And what that means is, when you pull down your armature bar, there's a gap that appears between your contact screw and the tip of your front spring. You want that gap to be approximately the width of a dime on your liner. And that, as I said before, is just a basic guideline. It doesn't mean that it has to be exactly that. But if you can get a dime in there and maybe have it a little tighter than a dime, a little looser than a dime is fine. Whatever works for you. But tighten that down, hit your foot switch, and then just feel the tip of your armature bar. Now that's running entirely too slow, so you turn it up a little bit. Some power units have voltage regulator, voltmeters on them. You can use those. I've always just gone by the sound and the feel of the machine and the armature. The speed of your machine will also be set as to the thickness or the condition of your customer's skin. If he's got thick, tough skin, then you're obviously going to have to turn your machine up a bit in order to puncture that skin. If it's on a young lady, say on the small of a back or a hip or somewhere where the skin is really sensitive and thin, then you're probably going to run or turn your machine down a bit and not hang so much needle out. But if you have to hang a little more needle out, then you're obviously going to have to turn your machine up to keep that needle from hanging up while you're performing your outline. So another rule of thumb is to use the tip of your thumbnail. Place your thumbnail under the tip of the armature bar, and if it's hurting your thumbnail, then it's probably running just a little bit too hard. If it doesn't hurt your thumbnail too bad, then you're probably okay. But again, you've really got to go, it varies from customer to customer. If they've got a tough skin, like I said before, you're going to have to turn it up a bit. And it's really something that is learned over a period of time as you tattoo more and more. So that's basically how you adjust the speed of an outliner. This is a side view of an outliner. This is where the frame is. You can see the frame has a binding post attached at the top and two coils. These two coils are what generates when they magnetize, is what causes the armature bar to come down. They strike the top, bounce back up, and this front spring causes it to go up and down. But when your outliner is running, another thing to look at, if you've got your what we call the stroke set properly, or what I was talking about earlier is the dime thickness in here. If your stroke is set properly, when you're running the machine, when you look at the front of the armature bar right here, it should be making a pretty nice figure 8. Now, it might be kind of hard to see on camera there, but when you're looking at it, you're looking at that round circle of the tip of your armature bar, there should be roughly a figure 8 going as it goes up and down. The outliner should run a bit faster than your shader because of what it does. You're going to be moving your hand a little faster when you're making an outline, so you want it to run a bit fast so it's poking successive holes that will thus cause the machine to make a line for you. If you've got it running too slow, you're going to have problems with your needle hanging up in the skin, and it's not going to, a lot of times it won't puncture the skin if you've got it running too low. So again, this it goes person to person how tough their skin is. Okay, here's your foot switch. Right here, this is a tread light foot switch, one of the smallest one made. This is the one I prefer. I don't like a very big foot switch down below my foot. This is what turns the machine on and off. This is a power supply, a very small one. I prefer a small a power supply. I don't require a meter or anything on mine. I've been doing this for a long time. I don't have to have one. But this is where your clip cord and your foot switch both attach by AC jacks.